we're going to be talking about stress. Now, stress is one of the biggest problems, not just now. Obviously, it's hugely amplified at the moment, but it's a huge problem throughout the world on a normal day-to-day basis. But obviously, at the moment, it's even more of a problem. Stress is something which we all have to live with, and it's a good thing, you know, in small quantities, because stress is needed. It was needed, for example, when we had the huge Tyrannosaurus Rex, sort of, who was going to try and eat us, or some kind of predator that was going to attack us, because what it meant was that our body sort of went into fight or flight mode, and we were able to run away or to put some kind of resistance against that enemy. But unfortunately, long-term stress, which is what we all live in these days, is not a good thing for us. Because what happens is that we have a hormone called cortisol, and cortisol is fantastic, because what it does is it sort of encourages the body to get ready to do something, to fight or flight, yeah? And it's important for us to sort of have that, yeah? But what happens is that it can become a massive problem as well if it continues, because then the receptor cells that cortisol works on, for example, the adrenal glands, right, it doesn't work anymore. And you need more and more cortisol to get to sort of a similar kind of effect. So that can be sort of a huge issue for us. And for the majority of people, it is. It is a huge issue. And that is basically something that we all have to live with. But at the moment, because of what's going on sort of out there in the environment, out there in the world, what's going on in our households, because let's face it, guys, you know, we are not used to sort of living in our house, sort of with all our family for such long periods of time. And although it sounds like a great idea, you know, to spend more time with the family, sometimes, you know, because of sort of the way that we are, you know, because of the different personalities, it can't always work, and of course the stress levels can be increased. So today what I want to do is I want to talk to you a little bit about sort of, okay, so what are the causes of stress, what are the things, and most importantly, what are the things that we can do to help ourselves with it, yeah? So one of the things that people don't always understand about stress is that it's compounded, all right? So whereas with an animal, like for example a gazelle or a giraffe, in nature, what will happen is the animal will basically be attacked by a predator, a lion or a cheetah or something, and then it will run. And the cheetah will hopefully not be successful at that time in killing it. So as soon as that threat of that predator is gone, the animal goes back to normal. The cortisol levels come down, and hey presto, you know, the animal is back to sort of grazing again as if nothing happened. In human beings, because we are advanced, because we are more developed, what has happened is that we've developed this incredible frontal lobe capacity, and it's a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that we are able to sort of do all the things that we can do, the amazing things, the creative sort of elements that we bring to sort of our environment and to ourselves. It provides us with all of that, but also what it provides us with is a stress creator. So our frontal lobe is also a stress creator, because you know, we can think about things that are totally not in our environment, things that will probably never affect us, but we get stressed about it. And we are unique in that respect, sort of in the animal kingdom, in the sense that we can create our own stress. And of course, you know, majority of us will recognize sort of an example where somebody had said something to us, you know, a close friend may have said something which then sort of creates a stress. And the stress doesn't just go away, you know, the stress sort of stays with us until perhaps, you know, we reconcile the difference with that person. And then of course the next thing happens is our boss sort of, you know, tells us off, and of course we get more stress. And then of course what happens is we go home, and the partner is upset because we've forgotten to bring that essential grocery item for the meal that evening, right? Or we have a physical trauma, we basically break something, or we have sort of the normal sort of physiological things, like in women, you have maybe sort of a painful period that month, right? We also sort of have instances where something doesn't go our way, and we get stressed about it. So you can see here how sort of stress will compound. So if you imagine sort of stress is like sort of basically a bucket, and the bucket is constantly getting filled up, and there is no hole, there's no release valve, right? Unless you create that release valve. So what are the things that you can do about it? Well, one of the things that you can do is get a good night's sleep. Yeah? Because it's important to get sleep. Now, sleep is actually essential. It's not just a good thing, it's absolutely essential for the human body, because we can survive without oxygen, sort of, if you're good enough, for about 3 minutes. We can survive without water for about 3 weeks. But sleep, I mean, there was a record of somebody sort of not sleeping for 11 days, but come on, 3 days, and we're absolutely shattered. We lose the ability to be able to do simple maths, we lose the ability to even to remember our names. So sleep is essential. And one of the things that is vital for you to understand about sleep is that there are 4 stages of sleep. There are 4 stages of sleep. And what you have is you have these frequencies that the brain will go through. So let me just put sleep in here so that makes it clear. So generally, when we're sort of awake, we're in what is known as beta. We're in beta mode, yeah? So we're awake, we're conscious, we know what's happening, and that's great. And then as we begin to sort of fall asleep, as we begin to get a little bit drowsy, we go into alpha mode, yeah? And then alpha mode is where we're beginning to get just a little bit tired, we're beginning to get a little bit sleepy. And then we go into theta mode, right? And then down here is where we go into delta mode. And delta mode is where the brain is repairing and healing itself. And it's essential that we go through these periods of sleep. And each one is ideally about 90 minutes. So each one is about 90 minutes. You should go through these 4 cycles, excuse me, these cycles sort of 90-minute sort of periods. And the delta sleep is where everything happens, because that is where the brain regenerates, it sort of puts everything back together again, and it heals and repairs itself. And the important thing that sort of to realize is that when we're stressed, we actually lose our clarity. We get irate quicker, we get sort of upset with people, we generally tend to not think, we become more reactive, we sort of don't, we're just not nice to be around. And of course, at this moment, in the close environment that we're in, that's not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing. So we need to sort of consider not just ourselves, because this is so damaging to our health. So we mustn't just consider ourselves, we've got to consider everyone else sort of in that environment at the moment as well. Yeah? So sleep is important, and it's essential that we make sure that, especially with the children, right, that we encourage them to keep a regular sleep pattern, because it's all a big sort of holiday at the moment, for children in particular, right? And that's great, because we want them to have fun. We want them to sort of be stress-free as such, yeah. But we must keep them sort of on a regime of sort of regular sort of sleep periods, yeah. And of course, as adults, right, we need sleep as well. And a good time to go to sleep is about 10 o'clock. If you go to sleep about 10 o'clock and then wake up about 6 or 7, that is ideal. What they found is that if you sleep after 10, if you sleep at 11 or 12, it actually affects your hormones as well, and it affects your body's ability to be able to physiologically cope well the next day. And one of the other things is that if you don't get enough sleep, then obviously one of the outcomes is that you will gain more weight, because there are certain hormones that are activated, that are depressed, which basically means that you're not going to burn the food as well as you should do, and you're going to store more fat. So sleep is really important. It's also, and it's aging as well, it will age you. So I encourage you to sort of get regular times of sleep. Regular times of sleep. Now, the other thing is exercise. So what type of exercise would be good for you? So what type of exercise? Well, the most simple thing is obviously to walk. So walking is great because A, at the moment, we're allowed to go out sort of once a day, and I highly encourage you to take advantage of that, especially as at the moment, we're getting some good weather as well, we're getting some sunshine, and getting that sort of sunshine into our eyes, onto our bodies, is a good thing, because it activates the pineal gland and improves the production of endorphins and serotonins, the hormones that make you feel good. So get outside, get some light into your eyes, and don't stand or sit in front of some laptops, iPads, and TV screens, because the blue light is very damaging, not just to the eyes, but also it depresses your serotonin levels as well. So try not to stay in front of TV screens and iPads as well. Do check out on Google blue light. You can actually buy some glasses that you can put over your eyes. If you don't wear glasses already, but if you wear glasses, it's okay. You can get some glasses that go over your glasses and protect you from blue light. With something called macular degeneration, and macular degeneration is a terrible condition where basically what you do is you get this tunnel-like vision, because unfortunately the macula degenerates, and all you see is looking like through a tunnel. So I highly encourage you, check out blue light. You can buy glasses that you can wear while you're looking at a TV screen or a filter. The other thing with blue light is that in the evenings, if you're watching a TV or on your iPad or mobile while you're in bed, before you go to sleep, you're not going to sleep as soundly, because again, it affects your body's ability to produce melatonin and also to reduce your serotonin levels as well. So it's important to have a look at that. And Amazon do these blue light glasses. They're not expensive, so do have a look at those. These glasses here have actually already got blue light filters in the lenses. I specifically asked the opticians for that. And if you have got to have your glasses replaced, I know that there's a lot of opticians that are still open yet, and they can give you advice as well. So if you want to get some more information, speak to your opticians. There are some wonderful opticians out there who are staying open to give you advice over the phone and to help you. And also check out on Google as well. So blue light, highly encourage you to do that. So exercise, so walking, yes, very, very important. And you don't want to do too much exercise, yeah? You don't want to do heavy exercise for long periods of time. Now in the mornings, I'm doing a video, which normally we exercise for about 15 to 20 minutes. And maximum that we did was 20 minutes this morning, but normally I'll do about 15 minutes. And then also yoga is amazingly good for you as well, because it encourages you to breathe, and that's one of the things that is also really beneficial for reducing your stress levels. And in fact, I was going to talk about that later, but let's talk about it now, and I'll mention it again. Breathing is so important, and the Navy SEALs have a breathing method called the box method, and they use it to excuse me, it's just because I haven't drunk any water, so excuse me for that. But the box method, where what they do is they basically, it's a way of calming their adrenal system down. And what they do is they will take a deep breath in through their nose, and they'll hold hold it for 4 to 5, count to 4 to 5, and then they'll breathe. So as they breathe in, they breathe in for 4 to 5, hold the breath for 4 to 5 seconds, and then they'll breathe out. And the good thing to do is to imagine that you've got a straw in your mouth, and you just blow it out as if you're blowing it out through the straw, so it's nice and controlled, and you do that for 4 or 5 seconds, and then you basically sort of don't breathe in again for 4 or 5. So breathe in for 4 or 5 seconds, hold the breath for 4 or 5 seconds, breathe out for 4 or 5 seconds, don't breathe in for 4 or 5 seconds. So you can see where the box idea comes from, yeah? The box idea comes from. So if I show you on here, so you breathe in for 4 seconds, and then you hold the breath, hold for 4 seconds, and then you breathe out for 4 seconds, and then you don't breathe in. So don't breathe in for 4 seconds. We get that? That's called the box method, and that's sort of what they found is by doing that, you're actually sort of going into what they call the alpha state. So you come down to alpha state, where you're calming everything down, and a really, really good thing to practice. Now, one of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you later on, sort of probably sort of next week, is we're going to be talking about Wim Hof. If you haven't checked out on YouTube, then do check out the Wim Hof breathing method. He's a gentleman who sort of swims under glaciers for the fun of it, naked, well, with swimming trunks, but without any protection. He sort of climbs up to high altitudes with very little clothing, and amazing guy. And he's got an incredible video channel on YouTube. Follow him, and he takes you through a breathing technique. And one of the things, certainly sort of some colleagues of mine who've been doing it, what they found is that they can sort of hold their breath, right, for up to 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah, and I tried it, not enough, so I'm going to go back to it and revisit it now. But the first time that I tried it, I was able to hold my breath, right, for 2 minutes. Amazing. So check it out. It's the Wim Hof breathing method, all right? It's on YouTube. Check out that video as well. Now, one of the other things that you really want to do is you want to sort of have a look at some walking, and now let's just address some of the foods. Now, B1, vitamin B1 is shown to be really, really good at reducing sort of your stress levels, and you get that through products like nutritional yeast, and you can get that from again from Amazon. Yeah, so B1 vitamins. Yeah, really encourage you to have a look at that. Yeah, adaptogens, herbal adaptogens like so ashwagandha. Excuse my writing. I'm not used to writing on boards. So ashwagandha, and that's sort of a herbal adaptogen. They're called adaptogens because they basically sort of adapt to sort of your body's physiology to improve it. So ashwagandha is one of the well-known ones. Yeah. Siberian ginseng is another one. So ginseng. Siberian ginseng is another one. So really encourage you to have a look at that as well. Also, one of the things you want to do is improve your minerals. Now, you can actually get sort of minerals, which you can buy from sort of Amazon. So minerals. In particular, so magnesium is really good. Magnesium is very relaxing as well. And again, I'd encourage you to have a look at sort of YouTube and look at sort of Amazon again. I'm sort of preaching Amazon here. I'm sort of promoting Amazon. But unfortunately, you know, I would promote our wonderful whole food shops here in the town centre. But hey, you know, it's not there. Yeah. Another food source is celery. Celery is really good. It again contains chemicals in it that actually sort of will calm you down as well. and it's a great food to eat anyway, just purely because of the fact that it's giving you not just the vitamins to calm you down, it helps with sleep, helps with lowering sort of your blood pressure as well. So celery is a good thing to add in. It's nice and crunchy, it adds good texture to your food as well. Chocolate, hey guys, chocolate, yeah, but the dark chocolate. You don't want the milky chocolate, because unfortunately the milk and the sugar is not good for you. In fact, sugar is one of the things you should really try and avoid, because it deprives the body. I need some water, but I don't want to stop to continue talking to you. So sugar is really, really harmful because it deprives the body of minerals. It's especially refined sugar and processed foods as well. So and alcohol and caffeine, too much alcohol, too much caffeine, again, deprive the body of essential minerals that the body needs to basically work well. Now chocolate, it contains theobromine, which is really good for you. It's calming, it's nice, but dark chocolate, yeah? Now fermented drinks. Obviously there's, I said about avoiding alcohol, so one of the drinks that would be useful, it's not alcoholic, but it's called kombucha. Kombucha is a tea. It's made from a mushroom, and I would highly encourage you to have a look at that as well, kombucha. And again, I hate to say it, you know, I keep promoting Amazon, but you can get it from Amazon. It's called kombucha. Let me write that down for you. So, kombucha is a product, and it's a tea. You buy it as a tea. Kombucha, and it's a fermented sort of drink. It's made from a mushroom, and it's really, really good. It can be a bit acidic, so you don't want too much of it, but yeah, definitely that would be something to consider as well. And talking about sort of fermented drinks, another one that you would want to look at is apple cider vinegar. Because apple cider vinegar, again, it sort of increases your acidity a little bit. It helps your body to break down sort of food easier. It helps to to improve your glucose metabolism. So it helps you to deal with glucose. So that's a really good thing to do as well. Continuing with food, egg yolks. Now, why egg yolks? Well, egg yolks, because of the fat content. And also they contain choline as well, and choline has been shown to reduce your nervous system as well. Now, the fat that egg yolks contain is cholesterol. They're thought, regarded and known to be high in cholesterol. But please understand that cholesterol is actually not a bad thing for you. It's not a bad thing, all right? And cholesterol is actually one of the precursors for cortisol. Cortisol was that essential hormone that is needed to basically calm you down when your body's sort of under stress. But obviously too much cortisol is not good. And if you don't have enough cholesterol, then you're not going to make enough cortisol to calm down. So that's not a good thing. All right. So egg yolks are a good thing. Now asparagus. Asparagus is also good because asparagus contains B1 vitamins as well, but also it's good fiber for the 3 kilograms of good gut flora that should be living in your gut system. And obviously fermented foods are definitely a good thing. Yeah, definitely a good thing. Now, one of the nuts that's really good for you are pecan nuts. Right, pecan nuts are very high in B1, and they can also be very calming for your nervous system as well. And pecan butter is definitely worth having a look at, because it's a delicious butter. We spoke about breathing exercises, and the other thing that to mention regarding to food is something called ketosis. So let me write that down for you. Now, ketosis is when the body is using fat. Now, just staying on the fat for a moment. Okay, we spoke about sort of egg yolks and fat. Please understand, we're talking of good quality fat. All right, now it is essential that you do not sort of deprive yourself of fat. You're not going to get fat by eating healthy quality fat from good quality olive oil, good quality organic sort of coconut oil, ghee for cooking. You know, some good fats. Obviously, stay away from from the vegetable oil, stay away from anything sort of that is man-made. And butter is also a good thing as well. But again, good quality butter. Try and get the unsalted variety when you can, because again, salt, unfortunately, because of the sodium content in it, can affect your blood pressure. So butter is also a good thing. So good quality fats. So ketosis, many of you have heard of this, where basically you're eating sort of a good quality fats in your diet. You're adding sort of quite a high amount of good quality fat. But what that does is it sort of, when you get it right, when you get the amount of food that you're eating and the type of food you're eating right, then what happens is your body goes from using glucose, because 20% of your energy, your sugar content that you produce in your body, the glucose content, is used by the brain, because the brain is the most actively hungry glucose organ in your body, and it has to be, because it's the master controller of everything. So it's important to sort of, obviously keep your glucose levels up with good carbohydrates, not sort of the soluble, cheap carbohydrates like potatoes, starchy foods, but good quality carbohydrates like vegetables. And green vegetables are obviously a really good thing to have. So, ketosis. So one of the things with ketosis is that what happens is when you get your body and get your food right, your body will go from using glucose as an energy source to using ketones, which is what sort of the fat gets broken down to. And then your brain works amazingly well on ketones. It functions for short periods of time much better on ketones than it does on glucose. But also, your body begins to burn the fat as well and to utilize it better, and your metabolism is increased. So again, check out YouTube. Guys, YouTube is such a good thing. I really encourage you to use this time to educate yourself about how you can sort of make yourselves healthier, how you can make you and your family fitter, so that when we come out of this, because we absolutely will, there will be a Freedom Day, right, when we will come out and we'll be able to meet our loved ones and be able to hug them again, and to be able to sort of, go out for a drink, go out for a meal again. It will happen. God willing, it will happen. And when it does, right, we want to be in a fitter state. We want to be in a better state than we are now. We want to be fitter. We want to be healthier. So now is the time to educate yourself. Now is the time to really learn and to basically make sure that we are doing everything we can to achieve that goal. So ketosis, check it out. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about is acupressure. Now, acupressure is something that you can use to reduce the stress levels as well. Now, chiropractic, guys, is really good for reducing stress levels. I know that sort of, after 21 years of thousands and thousands of chiropractic adjustments, okay, what I have found is that my patients always tell me how relaxed they feel after having an adjustment. And I'm so sad that, I'm not able to sort of treat at the moment. Chiropractic for me is, it's a passion. It is something that I absolutely love doing, and the greatest sort of gift is when a patient tells me that they're feeling better, they're feeling more relaxed. So by adjusting sort of the nervous system, we're actually sort of creating sort of a much more calm down nervous system as well, and a more efficient and more effective nervous system. But guys, here's some things you can do to help yourself and each other. Because if within the family you're not sort of keeping a social distance, as we're calling it, and you are able to touch each other, then there are certain things you can do, and this is called acupressure. Now, just at the base of your skull, here, right, there are a huge amount of sort of nerves and a huge amount of muscles, and generally, people that are overstressed for short terms, acute stress, or even long term, they will normally complain of sort of this stiffness and this ache in the back of their neck. So one of the things you do is you use your thumbs if you're doing it by yourself, but if you're lucky enough to have sort of a partner or family members who are prepared to sort of come and be in contact with you, then obviously it'd be great if they can do it. And what you do is you take your thumbs and you place them sort So place your hands over your skull like this, and then automatically your thumbs, right, will reach this point here. And there's a little bit of a depression here. You'll find that. That's where the skull is shaped. And just below that is where sort of those points are. And when you push into them, right, you're going to know, because it's going to feel a little bit tender. Then all you do is just gently, and the way that I would encourage you is to have some nice music playing, some gentle sort of soft music, and just do the breathing exercise. And as you're doing that breathing exercise, you're just very, very gently just massaging those points. You're just gently massaging those points. And what will happen is as you're massaging them, what you're going to notice is that it becomes easier. They become less uncomfortable. And as you do it for a period of time, and that time will be dependent on you. You know, it will actually be sort of, is when do you feel that comfort? When do you feel that relaxation? And keep the breathing exercises going, and just wait for that time when it feels nice and relaxed. You've got this beautiful music playing in the background, and obviously if your partner's doing it, then you can just relax into it and let them sort of do that for you. And then obviously reciprocate, you know, just swap over. You know, you do it for them as well. So that's a really, really good point to massage. The other point is just here, sort of in your sternum. So right here. So just as you sort of go along here, you'll feel sort of the clavicle up here, and then just below the clavicle are these points just here. And again, you'll find them, you know, they'll feel a little bit tender. And again, if you just stimulate those, you'll find that, you know, it'll just, again, do the breathing exercises, start working your diaphragm. Don't use the accessory muscles, because that's what we all do, especially when we get stressed. We use these muscles to breathe rather than that beautiful diaphragm, that huge muscle that we should be using to fill our lungs with. So breathe in nice and gently, and just massage. Just massage that point. If somebody is going to do that for you, even better, because you can just lie down, have a rolled up towel so underneath your neck to support you. You just get a towel here. So you've got sort of support, so you're lying on your back and you're relaxing, and you've got a towel supporting that beautiful curve of your neck. In fact, let me just grab a model here and show you on here. So what you've got here is you've got these muscles here, and these are the muscles, the suboccipital muscles that you massaged earlier. What you're going to do now is you're going to sort of massage these muscles in here. And you can have sort of somebody lying down there, and their neck, that beautiful sort of C shape, that lordosis of the neck is being supported there, right? And they're just relaxing. And one of the things to do is, if you lie with your back sort of on the sofa, whatever, and just let your head hang, and just allow that neck and these muscles in here, because when we get stressed, one of the things that happens is these muscles in here get stiff, they get tight, and your head gets pulled forward. And if you're on a computer, please make sure that you're using sort of a laptop stand if you're working on laptops, or using a high-low desk, right, to get everything raised up so that your eyes are just below the center of the monitor. So that's a lovely thing to do if you're by yourself, and then, you know, that's a lovely thing to do in the evenings where you're just relaxing. So let me see if I can demonstrate on here. So you look like that, and the neck is supported. It's really important that the neck is supported, and you're just relaxing. Now, if you're lying on your back, the knees should be bent, because you want to support the lordosis of your lumbar spine. So the feet should be bent, not straight, because when you straighten it, you're going to put stress in here, and you're just lying there with your head sort of ideally hanging over the edge, so that the weight of your head is then allowing these muscles here to stretch. And that's a lovely, lovely thing to do. And so these points in here at the front, acupressure, massage them. Now, around here, around between T5 and 6, is where the nerve supply is to your adrenal glands. Let me see if I've got a chart here. Yeah, so here we go. So if we have a look in here, so between T5, T8, around this area here are the nerve supplies to sort of the stomach, the aorta, the liver, the gallbladder, the pancreas, and the adrenal glands, yeah? So by massaging in here, Again, you can use sort of either a ball if you have one, a tennis ball, or just to sort of massage here, or even the towel that just arches your back, or if you've got a foam roller, even better. So you're massaging this area in here. By massaging the area, you're just activating and releasing any kind of nervous stress sort of on the organs there. So that'd be a really, really useful thing to sort of stimulate as well. And the other point of stimulation is just here. So if you go to the umbilicus and just go sort of across, sort of halfway, you can even use your nipples as a guideline. Go, so follow your nipples lines down, and then just massaging here. And again, be in a relaxed position. Be in a relaxed position. Have some music playing. Just be relaxed and massage there as well. And that's some things that you can do to self-help as well. One thing that I forgot to mention was chamomile tea. Now, chamomile tea is been shown to be sort of quite it relaxes you. So it's a relaxing tea to have in the evenings before you go to sleep. About half an hour or so before you go to sleep, it's an excellent thing to have. Chamomile tea would be a really good thing. If you are going to buy chamomile tea, try to buy the organic, don't buy the infused, because one of the problems with infused teas is that they can have other things added to them, other chemicals added to them. So buy sort of the proper chamomile tea as well. Okay guys, well, I've given you lots of information there. I really hope that was useful. I mean, there will be opportunity for you to watch this again. We're going to try and get this on YouTube, because unfortunately that noise you heard was the other camera sort of falling down. But hopefully we can get this video on YouTube for you so you can watch it. But please understand that this information is nothing new. I'm not making it up, right? It's all available for you on YouTube right now, right? So, search for it. Have a look at how you can help yourself and your family sort of reduce the stress levels and just make this period, God willing, as short as possible. Hopefully it'll be short, but whatever period this is, then we will get through this. We will get through this healthier and stronger in so many ways. And I'm here to help you. So one of the things I offered you this morning was I was going to sort of, if you Facebook message me and leave a phone number, then I will contact you on WhatsApp. Make sure you're on WhatsApp. And one of the things that I'm going to do, because as was pointed out to me, not everybody is familiar with Zoom or whatever, so I'm very happy to WhatsApp, right? So I will do a WhatsApp video call with you, and I'll do some consults with you. And in any way that I can help you with advice, information, show you some stuff, exercise, whatever, I'm happy to do that. Okay, so that's Surinder from Bedford Chiropractic Clinic. I'm absolutely here to help you in any way that I can, and I just wish you peace and blessings. This evening I'm going to be talking about sort of children and how we can sort of help our children to sort of come out of this just in a much better way, in a much better frame of mind, and just able to cope with things in an easier, better way. So that's this evening. I'll be doing that. It'll be about 9 o'clock. Obviously sort of past the watershed hour where hopefully children will be asleep. Remember the sleep, so important. God bless you, and enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you tonight. And then again in the morning I'll be doing some gentle exercise. And one of the things you want to look at is yoga. Alright, now there's a lot of amazing yoginas, yoga teachers out there on YouTube. Start following them and do some yoga as well. It's a great way to relax too. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Hi there. Okay, so before you go, right, don't forget, over here is our details on how to call us. So our phone number is there, and absolutely subscribe to our channel and follow us on all the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I look forward to seeing you soon.